the wanky music countdown and everything. Is anyone here? Hello, the old outlaw. Anybody home? I'm home. I'm here. Let me just tweet this sucker. Because I've got to let the... Who are people on Twitter? Like the tweeters? I don't know. The tweepers? Not sure. What do you call them? Come say hi. I'm live. Oh, gave me the wrong link. There we go. Boom. Whoa, everyone's here. Of course Whackman's here. Don't you ever sleep, Whackman? Hello from the North Pole. Santa Claus is here. Wow, Santa. Santa's here. Hey, Full Moon. HK84. Corey. Volume is a bit low, is it? Volume's a bit... Who thinks the volume's a bit low? Hey, Greg. Hey, Donald. Hey, Peter. Roderick. Greetings from the nether regions. Volume is very low. Okay. One sec. Oh, it's coming through the stupid... Okay, yeah, I got the wrong one selected. Yeah. Choose my black magic. There we go. How's that? That's got to be better. Check, check. I've got it to automatically adjust mic volume. I don't know. I've now got it off automatically adjust mic volume. So I don't know which one's better. This is no automatic adjustment. Check, check, check 1, 2. And this is now automatic mic adjustment. Check, check, check 1, 2. Which one's better? I don't know why it switched. Don't know why it did that. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, I don't even have to ask if the audio is good now. I know it's good. But which one was better? Hey, Catalan? Michael? A cloth map. Okay. You watched my full old decibel video yesterday. It was really helpful. Wow, yeah, that was like episode 20 or something. That was really old. Wow. Wow. I was 12 years younger then. I can't believe I've been doing this crap for 13 years. Yeah, it was probably 13 years ago. I was probably 13 years younger. Yeah. Volume's low. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. No, I haven't caught up. Hi from Denmark. Yes, it was Full Moon. It was the wrong microphone. Yeah, I haven't caught up to the chat. Much better. No, automatically is louder. Okay. Auto sounds the same. Sounds the same. Yeah. The auto mic adjustment makes you sound like you have an Australian accent. Yeah, no worries, mate. Organic cold. I called in Twitter. Yes, you're here from the Twitterverse. Excellent. I can also live stream to Twitter, but I don't think anyone watches live streams on Twitter. So I didn't even know it was a thing until StreamYard, until it popped up. Which things would you like to add? Which streaming destinations? And Twitter was one of them. Like, you can stream video to Twitter? Who the heck does that? Yeah, shame about the fluke. Yeah, I just released a video for those who don't know. What Alexi's talking about. Like, I just released a video like 10 minutes ago. Old YouTube videos are forever. Yeah, that's the thing. It's called evergreen content in the biz. It's called evergreen. Whereas if you do like news and current affairs and stuff, you know, if you got it like a news channel or social commentary, you know, the latest social thing, what is the latest, you know, what is the current thing? If you're discussing that, then your videos are, well, I guess they're still relevant if somebody wants to look at the history of something, of how people were reacting to things at the time. But apart from that, no, they're not of like educational value, really. You just watched the full Fluke video. Geez, you must have watched it at 2 times speed, because I only uploaded it. Oh no, I uploaded it, 15 minutes ago. And it's a 20-minute video. But I watch, who else watches who else doesn't watch videos? Doesn't watch videos at ×1 normal speed? I don't watch anything at ×1 normal speed. Unless I'm watching with the wife or the kids and they hate sped up content. They hate it. So they make me slow it down to 1 times. I don't watch anything. My default setting is ×1.5. So I watch all YouTube videos at ×1.5 speed. If they're a really fast talker or I really want to pay attention, I'll put it down to 1.25. But I never play it at 1. So, yeah. And sometimes if they're a really slow talker, I'll do it at 2 times and they sound normal to me. And then of course you watch them at ×1 speed and they sound drunk. Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, Huxley, come here, mate. Say hi. Got a special guest today. It's the Huckster.
Hi.
Hi. There he is. Yeah. Good. Missing his front teeth. Hey, Hux. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Oh, no sticking your tongue through your front teeth, dude.
Fine.
No, you can do that. You're 7. You can do anything you want. Yeah? So, what are you playing at the moment? You're on the computer playing something?
Yeah.
Why aren't you playing the arcade?
Because I play it too much and I don't like the old games.
Oh, you don't like the old games anymore? You used to like them.
Yeah, but I played it a lot, so I'm just going to have a break. But next time I go back, I had an idea to play the arcade.
You had an idea to play it. Okay, well, there you go, mate. Thanks for saying hi. Oh, reinstart to install the latest Windows update. No, go away. What did the other guy look like? You mean Sagan? My older one? As you get older, you have less time, so you play at 1.25. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm getting. So well, it's only a recent. Back in the old days of YouTube, you didn't have the option to play at high speed. If Ben Shapiro's talking, I have to slow it to half speed. I've seen the occasional Ben Shapiro, and I'll play him at 1.25. He would be an example of someone I'd play at 1.25. 1.5 probably sounds a bit fast for Ben. So yeah. What is a joule fief? It's a circuit that what is a joule fief? It's a circuit that it's a single transistor circuit that you can do a LED. It's a LED flasher. You can do LED. You can drive a LED with it, and it's a boost. It's a boost converter basically, and it can use all the energy from a battery. Hence why the joule fief, like a dead battery, you can put it in a joule fief circuit and it extracts. It's basically a batterizer. It's basically a batterizer. That's exactly what it is. It's a batterizer. You watch ×1? Everything, yeah, you can't do live streams, of course. Yeah. You can't hear the words at 2 times. It depends who's talking. Like some people, I have no problems at 2 times. Others, it's like, yeah, I just can't understand a thing. So I don't know. I know people that play mine at 2 or 2.5 times. I don't know how, because I'd put myself in the relatively fast category, fast talker. It depends what I'm talking about. The more excited I get, the faster I get. So yeah. All he wants for Christmas is his 2 front teeth. 2 front teeth. Yeah, Sagan's getting, yeah, he's getting pretty big. Sagan's getting big too. Sagan's almost the size of Mummy. Sagan's probably in 6 months. Sagan will be the same size or bigger than Mummy. Then again, Mummy's not very big. Mummy's about 5'1" with shoes on. There's a new DeLorean car. Have I seen it? No? Oh, I think I may have. That's not new news, is it? You can get batteries leaking with a dual feed. Yeah, right. Yeah, I probably need to redo that experiment and really find something that can really make them leak. And I think, yeah, it's like I did put a load. Didn't I put a load on it? Or did I just suck it? No, I just sucked them dry and left them, didn't I? Or I sucked them to 90% out or something. Yeah, I think you need like a constant load on it. No, I had some with a resistive load, didn't I? Yeah, I had some with a like a 1K resistor or something, or a 10K resistor. I had a small load on them and they still didn't leak. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's a self-oscillating boost converter. Yeah. A boost converter, Huckster.
I thought you said goose.
A goose converter. No, a boost converter, not a goose converter.
A goose converter sounds kind of cool.
A goose converter sounds kind of cool, says Huxley. All right, we'll patent a goose converter. We'll call the next circuit a goose converter. Hey, Greg. Moonlit UK. It's after midnight. Well, it's 9 a.m. here. Portugal. Yeah, I've done the vinegar thing. Batteries in that flashlight leak regularly. It's a pain to clean up. Yeah, I need to find because you can get one of those cheap flashlights. You can buy like 10 for $10 or something. You buy them like $1 each. And I should just get like a bunch of cheap LED flashlights or something. What I should do is probably order like 5 different brands of LED flashlight, right? And then put Duracells, which are like famously the most leakable, right? I'll get the most leakable battery, which is a Duracell, and then I'll put them in all 5 different types of LED torches, and none of this flashlight rubbish. Torch here in Australia, LED torch, and I'll put them in, and whichever one brand, because they've all got like different like boosty converters in them, right? So whichever one leaks, then I'll buy like 10 of those. And then hopefully we'll have something to do again, because everyone seems to people still ask about that battery leakage experiment. So I think I should put work into that again. I think I should probably do it. Supercar Blondie just presented the new DeLorean. I have no idea who Supercar Blondie is. Is that some blonde chick who's in the super? Oh, right. Yeah, I think I have seen donkeys years ago some blonde chick that did supercar reviews or something. Is that her? I would assume so, because you wouldn't call yourself Blondie if you're a guy. Yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. I'll try and get torches. I was going to do that a long time ago, but after they didn't leak, I sort of despaired that it was never going to happen. The white coat syndrome. I think half my audience today is from Portugal. No, you won't get leakage on the lithium batteries, or you shouldn't. I mean, in theory, any battery could leak. But, well, no, not in theory. If you get the zinc carbon one, if you look at the teardown I've done of 9-volt batteries, if these zinc piles The zinc pile ones don't contain a liquid. They're just like a paste kind of thing, so they can't really leak. So yeah, if you're worried about that, then a carbon pile battery, pretty sure won't leak. Meow, hello.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow.
How about you play the arcade? Want to play the arcade?
Meow, 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 meow. After a second.
After a second. Okay, that means like half an hour. Translation. I don't think so. I don't think so, Ian Gamer. Then they're not going to go bang. I've never known an alkaline battery to go bang with the dual feed. The battery juice will get shot across the bench. Good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, those little flashlights should just be a dual feed circuit, right? I'm not going to go to the effort to build up something. I'll just buy like a bunch of flashlights, and then, you know, because you can get them for like $1 each, right? So I'll just buy like, but I need to find one with a suitable circuit. So step one is to find a brand that makes them leak, and then once I've done that, I'll order like 10 of them, and then I can test 10 different brands of batteries. Or I could order like 30 of them and have 3 different brands of battery in, you know, 10. I can have 10 different brands and 3 of each, and I'll have like 30 flashlights all going. And yeah, that'll be very cool. Cheap Polaroid batteries from reject shop. Leak without fail. Thermocycle for extra leakiness. Yeah, well, I tried that. I think I did try putting them in the thermal chamber at one stage, and they didn't leak. Hang on, I'll turn the arcade on for you, mate. You won't be able to reach it. There you go. You want a seat? Okay. There you go, matey. Game Elf. Which one are you going to choose, do you think? Which one?
Then click on a random one.
A random one. Okay. Well, there's only 400 random ones to choose from. Any thoughts on whether electric cars should be charged to 80, 90%? I only charge mine to 80. I've got mine permanently set to 80. The only time I'll charge it to 90 or 100%, well, with the DC fast charging level, I've got set to 90, but the AC one, which I use for my Zappy charger at home, that's always set to 80. So we never charge it above 80 unless we know we're going on a long trip, and then we'll charge it to 100%. But that doesn't happen much. I mean, you know. So, yeah. Look, I couldn't tell you the reasons behind it, but a lot of people who own EVs have said that, yeah, 80% is, and that's why the manufacturers do it too. This is why the manufacturers shape the charge, right? So the charge curve, right? You can charge your, you know, so if you've got a 50 kilowatt DC charger, right? It'll charge at 50 kilowatts, and then it'll go, and well, it'll step down to another level, and it'll step down to another level. As it gets to 70% charge, it'll step down to like, you know, 22 kilowatts or something, you know, something like that. It's a step charge, and they do that to actually protect the battery, because they offer like I think my EV is like an 8-year battery warranty. So they do that for a reason, right? They deliberately software protect the batteries. You can charge it to 100%, but it'll actually taper down as it goes. So, you know, so you can damage your batteries for sure. And that's why they give you the software options. They give you the options. In every EV has an option to set, 70, 80, 90% or something for your charge level. So there has to be something in it. Like I don't know the exact, chemical reasons and stuff like that. But I do know it's real. I do know it's real. And people who have owned EVs and they've charged them to 100%, they have regretted it. So, yeah. Can I make a video on spice models in comparison with reality? I've done some spicy things. I don't know. You'd have to find something particular that, like, showed a difference. Like, that showed a real handy difference. Not just an academic difference, like something that manifests in the real world. Offhand, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. So I'd have to think up something like that. But if you had a good example of where, if you had a, sleet in my eyes. Okay. If you had a good example of where, of a thing that could be guaranteed to do that. It completely says, everything's fine on the simulator. I'm talking something practical with real world value, not just some academic thing. I can make an academic circuit pass in a simulator and fail in real life, but that's not the point. So, yeah. Yeah, the other thing with the batteries is that I don't know if Tesla do this or not, but I think that there is rumor that some of the manufacturers actually, when you set it to 100%, it's not actually 100%, right? It'll be like 90 or 95%. There's actually a buffer. I don't know if that's what you're talking about there, charge buffer, and some EVs use being charged to 100%. Yeah, so I think some manufacturers might secretly put more capacity in there, and even though it says 100%, it's really only going to 95 or something like that. So there's rumor that happens, but people don't know absolutely for sure, because you don't know unless you know the absolute. You can count every single cell in the pack, and its exact capacity, and then you mirror that with the spec and stuff. But yeah. So I suspect they might do that. I would do that if I had to offer an 8-year battery warranty. Geez, I'd be doing everything physically and chemically possible, if that's the right phrase, chemically possible to ensure that those things have a long life. You had a coin lithium cell leak. What? I don't think I've ever seen a coin lithium cell leak. Wow. As in like a CR2032 or something. I don't think I've ever seen one leak. Dun, 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 dun. What's the difference between LiPo and lithium phosphate ones? It's in the name, basically. Yeah, LFPs are lithium. They're more better in terms of, like, I don't think they have the capacity. Sorry, I don't think they have the surge capacity, but they do. They're not exothermic. Not as exothermic. so if you want a safer battery, I would go for LFP. See you, Ian. Gamer. Your hybrid never charges more than 10 kilowatt hours. There's a buffer to protect the battery. Yeah. I think every manufacturer would probably be doing that. Yeah. Yeah, but even if they do that, I still wouldn't charge it 100%. I'd say at most 90. but I do 80 on mine. Just because, like, we don't need to. Like, we don't need to take it to 90, so why push it? No, but you want a long life. I mean, the thing with an EV is, you know, you want to protect the battery as much as possible. So, yeah. But I guess you can't really do, like, if you're just using it for long trips all the time, if you're like a traveling salesman or something, and you're on the road all the time, you know, traveling between cities and stuff, I guess you can't really avoid using it. But we just basically scoot around town, and yeah, it's fine. Then we charge it up with the solar, and we charge it to 80% every time, and yeah, it's only if we have to go for a long trip will we charge it to, you know, probably a handful of times I've charged it to 100%. Yeah, it's bullshit. Yep. The proponent of it, what do you think of the 2035 initiative? This net zero thing is all BS. It's all just going to destroy industries. It's going to kill people. Like, you know, like in Europe where it gets like really cold and stuff like that, people will die, right? It's just insanity. It's absolute insanity. You can go too far with all this green stuff. As an environmentalist, I'm saying this, okay? My wife is an environmental scientist, right? Yeah, it's...
Oh, not the cows.
Not the cows. Which game are you playing? That's got cows.
Space Invaders 91. You know those bonus cow ones?
No, I don't know. He's playing Space Invaders 91, and he's got bonus cows. Hang on.
Yeah, and there's a bonus level between.
Oh, the cows. Yeah, I know.
Remember this?
Yeah, there's cows and... Sorry you can't see it, but there's cows and alien... so there's alien ships coming down to mutilate the cattle. That's great. Yeah, that's Space Invaders 91 or something it's called.
Space Invaders 91, the latest Space Invaders.
Latest Space Invaders. There you go. Thanks, Hux. Oh boy. Yeah, the net zero stuff. It's going to... don't let governments push this. It's just going to destroy a ton of stuff. No, it's just banning gasoline personal vehicles is just... It is a mistake. It is a huge mistake. So is the net zero. So is trying to push net zero. Like, there's nothing wrong with the goal. Okay, right? It's great. Okay, but then when you do it by compulsion, and all the the European farmers BS, right? It's just shocking. They need to rise up against that rubbish. Yeah, mate.
Guess what? This game has a trench run, by the way.
It has a what?
A trench run.
Oh, a trench run?
Yeah. There's one where you are in like this giant space station.
Ah.
Yeah, and there are also bosses.
And there's bosses and a trench run. Quick, get him.
I'm trying to.
Oh, mate, he's going to get you.
I know. Oh, phew, that was close. What?
Oh, did you use a bomb?
No, I did. I was the bomb.
Ah, right.
I died and I was the bomb.
Apparently Space Invaders 91's got everything. He's got a trench run.
I'll tell you when I'm at the...
Okay, tell me when you're at the trench run, Hux.
What like a trench run?
I know all about the dual fief stuff. I know all about the dual fief circuit. Iron Gamer, thanks. It's just, I just couldn't be bothered, like, building one up. I'll just buy a bunch of torches that effectively have the same thing in them. Tesla definitely puts more capacity in. It's 9:30 a.m. down here. I suspect it's not to compensate for the natural degradation. I think it's to protect the life of the battery. Because something happens. There are papers on this. You can read it. Apparently there are research papers, but I've seen references to them, but I haven't actually read them myself. Where, if you physically charge them to 100%, then it causes all this chemical problems that shorten the life of the battery. So yeah, it's yep. It's a very well-known thing. It isn't just a rumor. It is like, it is standard battery science that, yeah, if you take them to 100%. But whether or not that's a problem in a car, like if they've already built in the buffer capacity anyway, then you can charge it to 100%. Then there's no point limited to 80 or 90%, right? You can charge it to 100%, but you don't know, right? So I just set mine to 80 and hoping that, you know, that huge, even if, like having a massive buffer is gonna help it. So yeah. Actually, at one point when I thought, actually, yeah, there was one point when I thought that my battery was going to get, when my EV was going to get a recall, because there was a Hyundai.
OMG! Oh no. Oh! I'm already dead!
Oh, how many men you got left?
I have infinite and then I have to use a coin. So I put my phone. What the?
He's enjoying it.
Oh.
Where was it? Yeah. So when I thought my EV was going to get a recall, which it isn't, it's outside the serial number range of the recall. I thought, oh, I should just charge it. I was charging it to 100% for a couple of weeks there, I think. I was charging, you know, I thought, I may as well flog the ass out of the battery. It's going to get recalled anyway. And then I realized, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's not. My kids and family are great, as you can hear in the background. No idea what the least likely brand to leak battery is. It's certainly not Duracell or Energizer, that's for sure. It's more tolerant to temperature changes. Yep, I would think so.
Well, get out.
Yeah, I mentioned that on Twitter, the SpaceX and T-Mobile announcement yesterday. I tweeted out without actually reading the announcement that it's only for text messages. Like I just assumed, you know, that they said like Starlink version 2 or something. So I thought like it was the full Starlink thing with the full, you know, data interface and data speed, you know, megabits per second. It might even be faster than the current, you know. I thought, wow, right? And they're going to put this in the phone. So my first reaction, my first thought was that, how do you do this? This is BS, right? You can't do it just from a battery consumption point of view, because the current Starlink satellite takes like, you know, receive transceiver dish takes like 80 watts, right? So even if they drop that, even if they redesign that, dropped it by an order of magnitude, that's still 8 watts. That's still like almost an order of magnitude more, half an order of magnitude more than what a current phone takes. So it's just, it just didn't make sense. And then I read the announcement and it actually says it's just for SMSs. So yeah, and we're thinking about looking at maybe voice, being able to do voice, and then possibly some data after that. It's like, yeah, come on. Yeah, at what battery consumption? So, you know, so it's all hype that, you know, and everyone will just take it, oh, Starlink version 2 or whatever, and it's going to be wonderful. Oh, it's going to be embedded in your phone, and oh, you know, like, no, it's just for emergency text messages. Which is cool in its own right? That could have uses. But then I also mentioned that, well, like, who's going to buy this, right? Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having something like that if I'm going, you know, going canyoning, I'm going out, you know, in wilderness or something like that where there's no mobile phone reception, right? That could be handy to be able to send a text message, right? Yeah, I've got my EEVblog, my emergency, you know, beacon and stuff, but, you know, it'd be handy to text message saying, oh, you know, I'm stuck, you know, it's, you know, I'm stuck. It's going to take longer to get out than I thought. You know, you can just send text messages. That's very handy. But are people going to sign up for a plan just for that? Most people don't need it, right? I would want that for like a weekend thing. Like, just, I would just rent that capability for the weekend. Like, I would just want like a weekend plan. You know, like, all right, I'm going wilderness on the weekend. I'm going outback, right? And yep. So who's gonna buy it? I guess if it's already built into your phone and you already got a T-Mobile plan or something in the US or whoever it is, then okay. Yeah. Yep, so it seems to be like not really a big announcement. Or as big as people think. Finally! What do you got, Hux?
Defeat the first boss.
You beat the first boss?
Yeah.
Cool. Just save all the cows?
Yeah.
Yep, you saved them?
I saved them all.
You destroyed all the UFOs?
Not all of them, because they just fly away in like
Right.
10 seconds.
In seconds? Ah.
Okay, shoot up.
Hang on, I need to get a drink.
Power. Nice. Okay. Oh, I became the bomb. Yep.
Have you gotten to the trench run yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, well tell me when you're at the trench run.
It takes a while. And once you die in the trench run, you become the bomb. You become a bomb and just explode.
Once you die in the trench run, you become a bomb.
Yeah, you explode
Wow.
once you die, so you can reenact the scene.
I'm not sure if you're hearing that in the background, but I better catch up on the chat, by the way. Anyway, how am I finding the microinverter versus normal? They're different things, right? But I want to expand. I started an EEVblog forum thread on this, so you can join in if you want, talk about it. I'm looking to expand my system, right? So I've got a choice because I've got two systems. I've got a normal inverter and I've got a microinverter system, right? I've got the N-phase microinverter system. So if I install a new, expand my system, do I pay a premium and get the microinverters, or do I expand my existing string in normal inverter system? And I think I've come to the conclusion that it's better to replace my inverter with my string inverter, my Sunny Boy string inverter, with a hybrid, inverter, so that then I can have emergency backup power. I can just hook up a battery to the hybrid inverter and have emergency backup power. And if there is a blackout, which is incredibly rare here, but if there is, just for emergencies, we can have emergency backup power, and it just charges during the day from the solar panels, and then it just gives us emergency power at night to run the fridges and the freezers and emergency lights and other power points and stuff, right? So I was thinking about doing that rather than expanding the microinverter system, which is very expensive. And then if I want battery backup, battery storage on top of that, I've got to install an AC battery, which has more compliance things to install, more compliance red tape and everything, and cost to install, than a hybrid inverter that hooks up to a string. So I'm thinking it's just cheaper and easier, and potentially more flexible to hook up a hybrid inverter. And also the other reason that factors into this is because we're expanding the house upwards. We're putting another level on the
boss defeated.
Second boss defeated. Cool.
Round 15.
And so expanding that up, so that means the both existing systems have to come down, and it'll probably take 6 months to put the bloody extension on the house. So we're going to be left without solar for like 6 months. So I'm thinking if I had this string inverter, I can just disconnect one of the strings. You can have two strings, and then have the new one hooked up to the second string, and then we can just keep that going, right, with the string inverter. So I'm probably going to go for a hybrid string inverter. I'm not going to expand the N-phase microinverter system. I'm just going to leave it as is. And then when we've got a hybrid inverter battery, the hybrid inverter battery won't be charged. Well, the hybrid inverter battery won't be charged from the N-phase system. So the 5 kilowatt N-phase system will be like its own totally independent thing. And then if the power fails, we'll only be getting solar from the string inverter hooked up to the hybrid inverter. So that's one slight downside, but I don't think it's a big deal. Huxley is a ball of excitement. I agree. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. Yes, XJet. Yes, I should get more power. Yes. So the existing panels, once the extensions on the house, I'll be A, broke, and then B, it'll be closer to the sun, so I can put, actually, there'll be less shading up there from the house, because the house behind us is a double-story house up on a hill, because we're in like a gully, so the house behind us really shades us horribly in summertime. So yeah, that'll be better. So the solar panels will go back on the new roof, and they will be better. They'll be more better. So yeah, that'll be good. They still won't be an optimal angle, but anyway. Yep. Yeah, so I want to get a hybrid inverter system, but Fronius offered me a hybrid inverter. They offered me an inverter. Like, this was last year, mid to late last year, and I turned them down because I didn't have a need for it. Like, again, because they wanted me to like test their shading technology and stuff like that, and I thought, nah, look, I'm not going to go to the effort to install that just to test your shading technology. I know it probably works, and like, I don't. Yeah. So anyway, they did offer me a free inverter, and so I contacted the guy again, but it turns out he's left the company, who offered me this free Fronius inverter because they're quite expensive, right? And I said, hey, I'm thinking about expanding my system. I'd like a hybrid inverter. Are you interested still? And he's left the company, and I could not get another contact. I tried many different people to contact at Fronius. Nobody even replied. So I guess they're not interested. I think there's an Aussie maker. There's an Aussie manufacturer of hybrid inverters. Can't remember their name offhand, but I'm going to have to. I might contact them and see if they're interested in a collaboration. If I can get a free, hybrid inverter, it saves me a couple of grand.
Another boss.
What voltage do I run on the inverters? My Sunny Boy, yeah, mate.
Boss has homing missiles.
He's got homing missiles.
Yep.
Oh.
On his first stage.
The first stage.
And he has launchers that bounce around while doing homing missiles.
I'm not sure if you hear that. It's great. You have to hit him in the center eye, do you? There you go. Yeah. Pro tip from the Huckster: if you're playing Space Invaders 91, you have to hit the boss in the first boss.
No, the third.
The third boss.
You need to hit the middle eye in the gap where the nunchuck is.
Middle eye in the gap where the nunchuck is. Good tip, Hux.
You only hit the nunchuck.
So yeah, what voltage do you run on the inverters? Yeah, so my Sunny Boy string inverter is about 450 volts DC. I've got 12 panels in series on one string. My Sunny Boy inverter supports 2 strings, but I can't expand it because it's already maxed out in terms of max power. Easy, huh?
Third defeated.
Hey, Michael.
Daddy.
Thank you. How can you help with getting an end-phase solution? Trench run.
Look.
Oh, trench run. Hang on.
Look.
Whoa. Oh.
I became the bomb, I guess.
Oh, wow. Get him, Hux.
Medical droid.
There's medical droids and trench runs. And oh, cool. How can you do that, Michael? I probably could ask Enphase for a battery solution, but the problem is, like, as I said, like, the whole thing's going to be down for like 6 months. So I guess I could have multiple. Why not both? The meme thing. Why not both? Could have an Enphase. Send me an email, Michael, if you've got. I mean, I can ask Enphase. I mean, Enphase gave me the system before, so I think we kind of talked about an AC battery, and they were on the fence about it. I think so. I don't know, but I do like the idea of a hybrid system. The hybrid system with the emergency power thing is. I just think it's a really cool idea. Anyway, I am getting what's their name? EcoFlow. Hang on. EcoFlow have sent me this 400 watt panel, right? But they're also sending me it is currently on the slow boat from China. It's on the slow boat from China. Literally the slow boat from China, because it costs too much to send it airmail. And they're sending me a 3.2 kilowatt hour portable battery pack. So I'm going to use that to power my fridges and freezers and stuff. So once that turns up, yeah. So that'll be cool. So that'll be like a sort of like a bodge setup where I power all my fridges and freezers. I've got 3 of them. So they're a significant amount of power. So I was going to charge those during the day, use that battery bank to charge during the day, and then power those at night. So that's pretty groovy. You can see me, Mike, you can see me ending up with 3 systems. Just like the monitoring, I got 4 solar monitoring systems. You can see me ending up with 3 battery solutions. One is this portable one, EcoFlow is sending me. Another one might be a hybrid inverter battery. And then another one might be an AC main, AC battery. It's just, it's just dumb. But, you know, my system's cobbled together because, well, I paid for the first one, but then, you know, Enphase gave me their system for free. Pretty much, but I paid for the installation. I still paid a couple of grand for that. Like, it wasn't actually free. But, yeah, it was much lower cost. I got the microinverters and the panels for free. But everything else I had to pay for, including installation. Still cost me a couple of grand. But, yeah, so I've got, you know, this thing cobbled together. And, yeah, it's kind of a mess. But like if money was no object, I guess, in theory, if money was no object, I would scrap my existing system. I'd go all Enphase microinverters. I'd expand that, and I'd have an AC battery that powers the entire house. That's, you know, that's if you were spared no expense kind of thing. But the Enphase micro, but you know, my old 250 watt panels are doing just fine. Like, there's no reason to scrap them. They'll last another 15 years, you know. Get a usual string inverter and a hybrid like the Grow Watt with 48 volts supporting do-it-yourself batteries. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know whether or not to go the do-it-yourself battery solution, but I think like most of them, like they don't support a do-it-yourself solution. They only support like one brand of battery, I think, like the Aussie one. Can't remember the Aussie hybrid inverter's name, but they only support like their own brand of battery or something. And it's not like you can just hook it up to any do-it-yourself solution. Cows again. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do know about the Enphase IQ8s. You can't buy them here in Australia yet. Grid agnostic, yeah, they work grid connected. Yeah, and we'll create a grid if the grid goes down. Yeah, I know that. But I've only got IQ7s. What am I going to do? Go and replace all my IQ7s with IQ8s? What a waste. You know, it's like, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, Michael, with that, right, you still need to go through the compliance, the isolation issues of isolating your house from the grid, right? So you still got to go through all that compliance stuff and actually be able to isolate it. Whereas a hybrid inverter, right, I can just replace my current inverter with a hybrid inverter, and it automatically handles it within the one box. I don't have to install anything else. I can simply swap it over and hook up batteries and then still have backup power to my house, not to the house, but to an emergency outlet, which can do up to 3 kilowatts or something, emergency outlet, if the power fails, right? And then I don't have to do any, I can simply replace that, and I don't have to like put in any isolation boxes or anything. So that's, so there's like, it's it's, you know, it's easy to say, oh, you just do this and do that, but there's, you know, I've got existing systems that, yeah. And then if I did that, I'd probably have to, if I did what you say, I'd not only would I have to install the isolation boxes and everything, right, that isolate the grid, the island you know, the island thing that, you know, islands your thing, islands your house, whatever the correct terminology is, and then I would also probably have to upgrade my my switch box. My entire switch box would have to be upgraded as well. So yeah. Yes, of course I'm going to make videos if I do any upgrades. Yes, of course I am. Of course I will. I've already done a video. It's on my second channel of having a look at the roof where I want to put the new panels. I'm going to put 4 new like 500 watt panels or something. Yeah, look, I know there are brands that can do it, right? The Grow Watt Dialect and also the SMA, Ogui, or Victron, they know 15 CAN bus dialects. Okay, yeah, but you have to get one of those specific ones, right? You have to get one of the specific ones that supports a do-it-yourself battery system. I'm just saying, not all of them do it, right? So that's the problem. In New South Wales, do you have to pay an electricity supply charge if you are off grid? You do have to pay if there is infrastructure to, I think you have to pay if there's infrastructure to your house. You still have to pay for it, I think. But if there's no if there's no existing infrastructure to your property, then you don't pay it. I think that's how it goes. Don't quote me. Yeah, if you've got trees, you probably need more than microinverters. Microinverters aren't, you know, you need panels with individual bypass diodes on each cell. That's pretty much what you need. There are some panels out there that have individual bypass. They have like 40, 50 bypass diodes in them, and they bypass the individual cells. They're more expensive, but having one of those is going to be better than just whacking a microinverter on it. And, you know, like you've still got the same problem. In that you've got to remember, a solar panel, just one panel on its own, okay, is a string array, okay? It is an existing string array. It's got like 56 cells in it, right? You can get like 42 and 56 or something, depends on the voltage or whatever. But yeah, you know, 40 or 50 cells in series, right? And with one bypass diode on the whole panel. Right? So, you know, it doesn't matter how magic your microinverter is. If you shade some of those cells, you're going to get exactly the same problem as you get with a string array system. But it's just, the problem becomes at the level of the panel. So if you've got a really bad shading problem, don't just think microinverter is going to magically save your ass. They're not. You probably need one of the panels with individual bypass diodes on each cell. Here you go. Pro tip. You've written code that allows do-it-yourself battery BMS to emulate CAN bus comms. Cool. Nice. See, there's all these, you know, there's like dozens and dozens of different solutions here, right? It's like... yeah, there's tons of do-it-yourself YouTubers, grid-tied plus off-grid. See... Yeah, but the thing is, right, I'm in sort of like a slightly different situation to a lot of other people. I have these 2 existing systems. What do I do, right? I like I don't want to like be wasteful and scrap a system or whatever, you know? It's like, so yeah, it's, anyway. And the other thing is, if a company wants to give me a microinverter, it wants me to give me, say, an inverter for free. Like if Fronius come to me, finally do get back to me and say, hey, look, we'll give you this hybrid inverter for free. I'd be foolish not to take it and then work around that system, right? Then I'd be stuck with whatever batteries. I think Frodius need BYD batteries or something, right? So I don't know. If I'm paying my own money, it becomes a different choice, right? But then again, like I don't want some, dodgy Chinese brand or something. What does Grow Watt? I don't know. Like I just don't want a bloody Chinese inverter, right? So wouldn't mind using the Aussie one, and then the Aussie one, if I decide to go Aussie made, then, yeah. AC coupled works with any existing solar system. Yeah, well, they're AC batteries. That's a different system again. That's what Enphase use, right? And that's what a Tesla battery is, right? A Tesla battery is an AC battery. Enphase system is an AC battery. I don't know. I haven't looked into this aluminium battery rubbish. There's just so many new battery techs out there. Just don't, as a base rule, when you see new news report about some new whiz-bang battery, assume it's BS. Okay, just assume that it's not practical. It works in the lab, and unless they're making them in volume, just do not believe it. Right? Just don't believe the hype of any new battery tech. Just don't. Why am I up so early? It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Yes, just turned 10 a.m. There you go, right off the bat, right? You have a Grow Watt 6000T, used it for a week, utter garbage. It's been on the wall unused for 2 years now. Why is it utter garbage, Vince? See, right, you've got other people saying, oh yeah, just get this Grow Watt thing, right? And then someone else says, oh, it's utter garbage. Haven't used it. So garbage, I haven't used it for 2 years, right? Well, like... Oh boy. Yeah. As I said, like, if money was no object, I'd just go with like the Enphase microinverter system because I like the data I get out of that, right? I just expand that, and then I get an Enphase battery system, and then I'd upgrade my panel fuse box. That's a huge job, right? Basically, I was told that if I have to add anything else, they should have upgraded it last time. They should have completely redesigned my panel last time. It's just an absolute rat's nest, and it's not suitable for installing new infrastructure and stuff. So they said, yeah, I should upgrade it. So if I have to go for an AC battery, yeah, I'd probably have to upgrade my entire fuse box. Completely redesign the whole thing from scratch. Grow Watt have 72% 1-star reviews on Trustpilot. Lol. It's great, right? Need I say more, right? Australian panels are reputed to be scary. I don't know if that's the Aussie everything's going to kill you joke or not. There is one brand of Aussie made panels. They make them here. I don't know where they get the cells from, but they do make the panels here. So maybe, like I can contact them and say, hey, are you interested in supplying some panels, Yeah. See, because I am a bit of a tight ass, right? If I can get something for free, I'm going to get it for free. Like, I am not going to turn down something for free. So, yeah. Especially if it's something I can use. Like, I could get so much equipment. I turn down new scopes now, like, with monotonous regularity. Although I've got some new Rygols coming. I've got 2 new Rygols coming. just because they're kind of exciting. People want to see this new Rigol low-end one and a mid-range one. They're 12-bit jobbies, so people are interested in seeing those. So I said, oh yeah, send them. But you know, like, I just don't need any more like test gear and stuff. Unless it's something I don't have. If you had the money, go live where you can most efficiently use the PV system. Yeah, well, that's not a problem. I could move, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, right? I've got a wife and a family. I've got a wife and kids. Okay, all of whom are not going to move, right? They are not going to move. It is simply not an option. Okay? It is not an option. We are not going to move. All the expense of moving. And you know, the kids, you know, we have to leave our neighbors, which the kids love. We have to leave our street, our house, which the kid and the wife love, right? And no, it's simply not an option, right? It's not an option. And then if you move far enough, you got to change schools, right? It's just not. It is not an option. People think it's an option, and it's not. That's why we're going to the effort to expand upwards in the house, because we're not going to buy a new house. And as expensive as the new extension is going to be, it's simply one giant room right above the house. It's a giant room. It's going to be huge. I don't know how long it is. It's like 10 meters by 10 meters by 3 meters or something, 4 meters or something. It's just one big large room. And we're getting that because, but even that is cheaper than moving, you know, like simply the cost of, you know, even if we move just around the corner, right? Just the cost of, you know, buying and selling a place and moving everything is absolutely enormous. So, yeah. 17% is 2-star. Jeez, grow what? Okay. New boss.
Finally. Oh, lasers, giant punches.
The boss is punching?
Yep. A giant laser beam that can almost destroy you. Ooh, punches that home laser beam. Yeah. This boss is too easy.
As I said before, I don't know if you were listening before, Wolf, I asked Fronius. Fronius offered me an inverter for free last year, and I didn't take him up on the offer. Then I contacted them recently because now I have a need for it. And they simply will not get back to me. I've tried multiple contact emails because the guy who offered it to me is no longer with the company. So he was like the head marketing guy or something. And I contacted who I think is the new marketing person. I even contacted the marketing support and sales support on the website and stuff, and they didn't get back to me. So Fronius is out, I guess. I really liked the look of the Fronius. It really looked like it was the bomb. It's really expensive. Like if I wanted to buy it, it's like $4,000 or something here. So it's pretty expensive, right? So if I could get that for free, I'm not going to spend $4,000 of my own money to get it. Hey Dave, give us a wave. Hi. Fronius has 50% 1-star too, do they? Okay, right. Right. Yeah, people just want to vent, yeah. No, real estate prices are plummeting like a rock here. Well, they're plummeting, which is noteworthy in itself because property never goes down. In Australia, everyone knows property never goes down. Idiots. There's an entire generation of property investors here in Australia who have never seen property go down. Now they have. Sucked in, right? Sucked in. I don't care that my property has dropped in value. My house has probably dropped $400,000, $300,000, $400,000 in value in the last couple of months. Simply in the last couple of months. Yeah. Some properties are being sold have dropped like 20 or more %, which is not surprising. Although people don't like to admit it, but my suburb, Balcombe Hills here, it dropped 18%. It was the highest in the state, or one of the highest in the country, actually, during 2018. Was it 2018 was the last sort of like drop? But the average for the state didn't really drop. It just sort of like went to 0 or something. But Balcombe Hills dropped 18%, and then it climbed 50%, right? and then it just went ballistic. The market just went nuts in the last couple of years. Absolutely crazy. It was going up like, you know, some suburbs went up 50% or more, even more, like 80% or something. It was nuts. And now, yeah, some are dropping 15, 20%. Everyone's panicking here because the interest, and once again, there's a whole generation of investors who have never seen interest rates go up, and all of a sudden they get 5 interest rate rises in a row. Oops, sucked in. Yep. So yes. There's mass panic here. There's mass panic in a lot of cities in Australia. Huge panic. I heard 40% in Queensland. You know, but like that is not average. That's like some houses are dropping 40%. So yeah. So it has become a it's become a FOMO thing, fear of missing out, to a buyer's market. Like literally within a month or two. I've never seen it flip like this. It's incredible. It's incredible. So if you're looking to buy a house now, just hold off. It's going to get worse, and you'll get more choice. The thing is, you know, you'll get much more choice, whereas before you had to pay well over the advertised price just to even be in with a shot of getting a place. Now it's like, now nobody's selling at auction. Auctions are completely dead. You know, and yet they'll have this, you know, there'll be one weekend where a couple of houses sell for a record, you know, but no, it doesn't change the trend. So yeah. So there'll be buying opportunities to be had within the next year. It's only going to get worse. Oh, Mrs. EEVblog.
Hi.
Want to come and say hi to the live audience?
Been out in the rain.
Yeah, she's been out in the rain. She's wet. Okay, so there's wet Mrs. EEVblog.
Hello.
Oh, and Sagan. Look, Sagan's almost. We were talking about this before. Sagan's almost the height of. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
getting
tall now.
pretty big. How tall are you, honey?
5'1".
5'1". Yeah.
5'1".
5'1". All right.
Bye bye. I will disappear.
Are you playing tennis today because it's raining?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, no, in an hour, but it is raining.
It is raining, so you don't know if it's called off yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Won't know until 45 minutes before I play.
Right. Okay. Let me know. There you go. That was Mrs. EEVblog and Sagan.
I can't spawn in. Oh no, Hugs, you have to spawn in. Hell yeah, gotcha. Watch out for that giant laser.
How's your match, Sagan?
It was good.
Yeah?
He played the tennis player's worst enemy, the ploppy player.
Yeah.
What's a ploppy player?
Somebody
my
who just
goodness.
He hits it really soft,
A ploppy player.
and they're actually really hard to play.
Ah.
Floppy
He
players.
lost his. He did not keep his patience.
Oh. Good try, mate.
Finally. Dead. Easy. You just needed my help, obviously.
Okay, you need to be back at 20 to 12.
20 to 12.
That's
All right.
early.
I've been told I need to be back at 20 to 12. And I just learned a new term, a ploppy player. Apparently in tennis. Because Sagan was playing competitive tennis match this morning. And he was up against a ploppy player. Apparently a ploppy player is someone who just like plops it over, and it makes it like that they don't play a real game, and it makes it really hard and frustrating for a good tennis player to actually play against a ploppy player. Yeah, so apparently, like, you know, it's hard to keep your composure against it. Like, oh, how can they be this hopeless? They're just plopping it over or something.
It's absolutely horrible.
Sagan said it's absolutely horrible. A ploppy player. Frustrating.
Yeah.
So, because Sagan is coached as well as Mrs. EEVblog. So, yep, they are professionally coached.
Oh, get the ships.
Wait, what is that? It's a whooping ass.
Okay.
I got it. Come on, guys. You need to go. Bust the beam. Oi, this is part of your time.
What? Me?
Yeah, that is correct. The value dropping isn't much of it's no issue until you sell it. Yeah, exactly. Your house dropping in value means absolutely nothing. Unless you're looking to get equity from it and stuff. Final boss.
Final boss.
Okay, I did see the boss with the gigantic tentacle thing that came out.
He's alright. Be quiet.
No, you can get excited.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's loving Huxley's excitement. Oh, that is serious business.
I know.
Oh, you died,
We're
dude.
spamming the coins right now. I don't know how you do this with just like retro archive.
So do you have a bomb? Do you have a bomb or anything? Can
No.
you use the second button?
No, nothing unless you got a power up which it drops some spaceships that fly over the top.
Keep shooting, keep shooting.
We need to shoot the main boss, but there's all these minions.
There's all these little minions coming out.
Oh, these homing.
And they all like almost one shot you unless you got a shield up. Gosh.
Oh, God.
This
Final
is
boss.
top 5 hardest boss battles ever.
Top 5 hardest boss battles ever in Space Invaders 91.
Oh yeah, we beat it before. After like 100 tries.
Oh, boy.
Come on. Hey, what? The spaceships don't spawn? We can't get power-ups. Kidding me?
Yeah, it isn't a problem if your house drops in, if the house you own drops in value. It's not really a problem. Unless you're up to the eyeballs in debt and they call it in, and they call in the loan or something because the equity has dropped below the... Your negative equity, it's called. If you're a negative equity.
We have to get this.
Yeah.
Just start shooting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's multiple interest rates coming. In fact, some of the big news at the moment is that they've started dropping rates here. A couple of banks have dropped their fixed interest rates. It's a bear trap. Is it a bear trap or a bull trap? Don't know. It's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah, no, they're going up. They're going up. They're going up. When I was a boy, interest rates were 15%. No, 17%. I was getting 15% interest on my cash. Cash in the bank, I was getting 15%. I can remember that.
Oh, I'm shooting him.
I have a red X-wing.
Yeah, car market's nuts. Yeah, car market. Used cars go off the price, higher prices than new cars. Yeah, it's just, and the pile up just 3 months. Yeah, it's nuts. I just, Mrs. EEVblog knows someone who just got their Kona and they waited like 9 months for their Kona EV. They waited 9 months for it. Yeah.
No, that's wet.
Yes!
That was
Take that!
That's actually easy.
Okay, good. We finished now. Yeah. Victory! Finished now. Good work, guys. Sweet. Wait, Owen. Where's your water bottle?
Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. And
Where's your water bottle and your snack box?
his water bottle's in the packing room,
Yeah.
and his snack tin should be there too.
Space Invaders 91.
Easy. Super Space Invaders 91.
Yeah, I might try and see where the frottiest guy went to. I could look him up on LinkedIn, I guess.
Let's go.
Might be able to try and find him. But yeah, his email bounced. Bye, see you dudes. And I could be home at 20 to 12.
Yeah, 2012.
20 to 12, unless you cancel before.
Unless I tell you.
Okay. See ya. There you go, I've been told. 20 to 12. Although I won't do the live show until then. I got some other stuff to do. Yeah, the kids like the old arcade machine. I have got that, I did that video on, the JCar sale. I've got that arcade thing. I did put a Raspberry Pi in there and I'm running the what's the RetroPie? I am actually got the RetroPie, but I don't, and it works, it boots now, and I'm getting like the RetroPie interface, and I've calibrated the joysticks and stuff, but I haven't got the ROM images on there yet, so I don't know how to get those on yet, or which ones to get, because they're quite large. Like, you know, you can emulate anything, but the problem is, you know, you download all, it's like a terabyte or something of all the ROMs, so it's not like you can get everything. So I have to pick and choose of what to get. So I've got to download one ROM and install it, and just figure out how the process works. So yes, please hit the likes. I need a taller house. Yep, I need more ad revenue to pay for the extension. Yeah, the kids are always having fun. They're kids. That's what kids do. Just beware of those ploppy players. Yeah, ploppy. They draw you closer and closer to the net. When you're close enough, they smash the ball all the way to the back. A ploppy player. Yes. Sounds like the 80s. Click, 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 click. So you could all hear that in the background, could you? I wasn't sure if you could all hear that. Although I do have the auto gain set, so maybe. Yep. Yes, Snoopy. Fran and I might do a joint live show for the launch of that. We're talking about that. We're just figuring out the best way to do it, or hopefully it happens, because there's apparently a good chance it won't happen, because they're so afraid, right? There's so many asses on the line. There's so much money on the line. They just won't go unless every light is green. There'll be no, you know, there's no one sitting on the top going, just light this candle, you know. That's right. There's no moon race. So although there is now, I think there's a new moon race coming. I can smell it, right? The Chinese in the Ruskies are teeing up. They're teeing up on their space station, and haven't they just announced in moon base? They want to team up for a moon base. There's going to be a new moon race on. Although China's going bankrupt, Russia's not doing great. Yeah, so I don't know, right? But that is the plan. The plan is for Russia and China to have a joint moon base, I believe, and as well as they will have the Chinese station's already up there. It's already manned, right? And don't they have a couple of tachynauts up there manning that sucker? And yeah, apparently the Ruskies are pulling out of the International Space Station. Will probably doom that. And although they might be able to salvage it, but it's getting so old, it's falling apart. Yeah, they're joining up with the Russian. They're joined up with the Chinese space station and a joint thing on the moon. So yeah, that's a moon race. That's something America can't afford to lose. Yeah. Yes, I was getting 15% on my cash. I kid you not. I am old enough to remember that. And it's not that long ago. This isn't the 1970s or 1980s. This was like 2000 or something. Wasn't it? I think. I don't know. I can't remember exactly when the interest rates peaked here. But it wasn't that long ago. To me, it wasn't that long ago. You ain't seen nothing yet, Jax. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Have I been to Sweden? No, I haven't been to Sweden or Scandinavia. No. The Nordic countries? No. It's been on our wish list. We should have gone when we had the time and we didn't have the kids. You know, we should have gone. No, I haven't been. But it's on the bucket list. Oh, that was ridiculous. That was Holden. That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. All the government there's no car manufacturers here in Australia left now, for those who want to know. There's no Ford, there's no Toyota, there's no Holden, right? There's no cars made here anymore. And the government let it happen. The government just let them fold. All they had to do was have a mandate that simply said, all government vehicles must be made in Australia. If you want to sell to the government, they must be made here. And that would have been more than enough orders to keep the manufacturers going here. And they screwed it. They just let all manufacturing go from Australia. Unbelievable. See you, Tom. Please have another chat with Dick Smith, the guy's national treasure. Yep. I agree. I'll call him up and ask. I'm on good terms with Tricky Dick. In fact, he owes me. If it's a Pi 4, no, I've got a Pi 3. I've got a Pi 3B, I think it is, in there, in the arcade box. For those who don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, so I'm running a Raspberry Pi 3B with the RetroPie OS, and it works. It all boots up. Get the HDMI out, calibrated the joysticks. I just need to install the ROMs. That's it. So yeah, I don't know. See you, Wolf. The N64 can't be emulated. I don't care. I've never played the N64. It's never a Nintendo. I never knew anyone who had a Nintendo. What's Siemens Unified? I have no idea what Siemens Unified is. For those who... Right. Got no idea. Is that a new OS or something from Siemens? It will be scrubbed. Whackman's calling it. It's typical NASA, red tape everywhere. Yeah, no, there's just too many asses to cover, right? It's too much money on the line, too many asses to cover. Nobody's going to make the decision to go if everything's not 100% green and every I is dotted, every T is crossed. It's not going to happen. The moon race is already here. The Chinese are already on the dark side. Yeah, that's, you could argue that's the case. Yeah. China and Russia are toast. 31 trillion gets you a lot of tech. Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope it happens, but I suspect it may not, because you don't know the financial troubles China's in. China's going to implode. I'm telling you now. Mark my words. China's on the brink of collapse financially. It's just, geez, they've practically got riots on the streets, which for China is just unheard. Like, you know, no, China's doing incredibly badly, and it's in a financial death spiral. China's in a financial death spiral. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to fund it. Or they can say all these things, and you know, which is great, which it prompts the Americans to then put a budget in and say, we'll get there first. Whackman thinks they won't be able to salvage the ISS if Russia takes the modules. Yeah, I don't, like, you could, right? You could salvage it, but it's so old that, I don't know, they'll just patch it up until that, you know, the plan is, there's various plans, like they've got that new, is it there yet? Do they have the new private one? And they're going to expand the private one off the ISS first, and then they're going to detach it, and then it becomes its own space station or something. Something like that. So that's a pretty cool plan. I can see a private one happening. How's it like to be an EE these days? Well, I don't know. I haven't worked in the industry for 11 years. I've been doing this YouTube shit. I assume nothing much has changed. There's a thread on the EEVblog forum about how, you know, all the diversity stuff is ruining it and everything, but, you know, apart from that, I'd say it's all the same. ISS is due to be decommissioned. Yeah, it's a matter of how they do it. Yes, I know. I want to go to Norway. I want to go to the Nordic countries. I know. Maybe we'll go when the kids are old enough. What did I miss? You missed everything. Missed it all. Visit Brazil. You will love it. I have no desire to go to Brazil, really. Sorry. It's just no. They want to invade Taiwan. Yeah, of course they want to do it. They can't. Don't worry about China invading Taiwan. It's much more difficult than you think. Okay, there's only so many months of the year that you can even get major ships across the Taiwan Strait, right? The seas are so rough. There's only so many places you can land. There's only like half a dozen different places that you can physically land ships if they want boots on the ground. There's only certain months of the year you can do it. There's only certain half a dozen handful of places you can actually land, and it's easy to fortify those beaches you can land at. And it's just, yeah, they can just fire long-range missiles and blow the shit out of TSMC and all that sort of stuff, but that would ruin them as well, right? And then that would then the whole world would be against them, right? So don't worry about don't worry about China invading Taiwan. They can like ruffle feathers and they can do all sorts of other stuff, but to physically get ships over there and boots on the ground and actually take it over, it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's way harder than you think. And that's even if the Americans don't get involved, right? It's hard enough. So, how many US dollars does China have? I think it's about 2 or 3 trillion. I think it's at least 2 trillion. Last I heard, let's say 2 trillion. Am I right? Someone Google that. See if I'm right. See if my up-to-date. How many greenbacks are China holding? I reckon it's something in the order of 2 trillion in greenbacks, US debt. Yeah, ignoring the parts shortage stress. Yes, of course. Of course. That's a given. It's the new way from Siemens to do HMI, to use a web browser from any computer instead of buying a specific hardware screen with... Oh, okay, right. JavaScript is horrible. Calling it now. Stefan's calling it. If China tries to bomb TSMC, imagine that nukes might be flying in the direction of Beijing. Yeah. Yep. There's so much on the line there. Yes, I miss floppy disks. Wasn't that long ago that I was still using floppy disks. I'm talking 16 years ago, I was probably still using floppy disks. For certain things. Certain existing test systems and stuff that we had in place that, they were running Windows 3.11. I was only running Windows 3.11 16 years ago. Isn't that long ago? Because when you've got industrial test systems and stuff, like, you just don't upgrade them. You just, if it's running Windows 3.11, you just keep it running Windows 3.11 forever. Yeah. 62 likes, 127 watching. My count says 133. 2 on Facebook. There's 2 extra people on Facebook. Anyway, I should probably go and do something useful. Not that, well, live shows aren't useful. They're just fun. So yes, who thinks I snap poll? Who thinks I should fix the fluke meter? Who thinks I should have a go at fixing that? The rot, the battery leakage. I just released a video. I haven't even checked the comments on the video yet. I reckon everyone's going to say, fix it, why don't you fix it? I should probably have a go. I think it's probably worth spending some time on. Yes, says Jax. Fix it if you can. Fix it. Very interesting. Fix the fluke. Yeah, of course everyone's going to say yes. That was a dumb poll. Fix it, of course. Why even ask? Yeah, okay. Yep. Better yet, upgrade it. What? Sure, why not? Somebody actually, somebody early in the comments, because I actually released it last night to patrons and stuff, and somebody said that that Energizer have a warranty and that they will pay you if your product is damaged, and that I should try and contact them and see if they pony up for a new fluke. Because I kind of got the evidence, like it's right there on video. It's probably going to get 50 or 100,000 views. It was trending really well actually. Like I watched, a few minutes after I released it, and it was tracking. It was tracking like 20% above my maximum top. So I think my thumbnail worked. I just did the thumbnail this morning briefly before I started the live stream, and then a few minutes before I actually released it, I just shot that and took a screen capture and added a crying emoji face on it, and I don't know. Maybe it's it's impossible to know what thumbnails are going to capture people's attention. I might have better luck than most. Yeah, maybe. Conditions apply. Yeah. Yep. It's, we will fix up to $50 appliance, that, $50 gadget. We won't actually replace a $500 fluke. Or is it even more than that? I don't know. It's a pretty expensive fluke, I think. The 3,000. Hey, Bajokin. First time to catch me live. Excellent. Look up Siemens Unified and Siemens Unified shit show. Okay, it's a shit show, is it? Don't think it's public stuff, just people in the industry. Ah, okay. Really? Right. Maybe start a thread on the EEVblog forum of the shit show that is Siemens Unified. I have to look into it. In small print, isn't the warranty just for hearing aid damage? Really? Is that it? I'm sure they limit it. I'm sure they're not gonna. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they gave me the money for a new fluke multimeter. Make the bastards pay. All right. All right. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can get the warranty on that. Those black, yeah, that's what I'm worried about, Vance. Those blackened wires are always bad news. Yeah, may have gotten into the middle layers, like you can't see it, like, and it might, you might fix it, it might work for, a month or a couple of months or a year, and then it dies again because it's still inside, like it's still, like it's down in the, it's eating away the inner layers or something. Yeah. Gone on the days of good old-fashioned logic ICs. Well, that's probably my next video, maybe. I just still don't know what I'm going to do next, but that's the plan. It's the part 3 of the MacGyver project is going to be a discrete logic solution. I probably won't build it up, but I'll at least go through the design of here's how to do it with a discrete logic solution. And it's at least like 20 chips just to get that serial stream. So yeah. Just to make the clock count down. Yeah. I don't know about the burger today. I can't get it before I go because she's demanded that I be back by 20 to 12, and the burger joint that I like only opens orders at 11:30, and it takes like 20 minutes to cook it. So I'm not going. So I'd have to drive back. Last week I actually drove back. I drove home at like 11:45. I got back at 11:45. She buggered off to tennis, and then I actually the kids were playing games at home, so I just left them there and I went and got a burger. The good thing is the kids are old enough now to take care of themselves at home, so we can just leave them at home and they're fine. You know, if there's any issues, they know how to call us on the phone, or they can just go to next door neighbours or whatever. You know, it's not like, yeah. So they're old enough to leave at home on their own, which is good. My name is Bacon, spelled phonetically in Swedish. Bacon, great. Bacon is awesome. I love bacon. Oh God, when was the last time I had bacon? Gonna have to fix that. A media can't trust due to damage is not really useful. Yeah, it'd just be the academic exercise of fixing it. Like it's not a no, it isn't a meter I would trust. Anyway, it's not a meter I'd normally use because it's one of these wireless things. So unless you like, it works on its own, but it's not really a good meter, like a good standalone meter. It's designed to interface with the wireless modules and stuff. So yeah, but I can't sell it. Like, you know, maybe I'll put it, you know, maybe I could fix it and then I throw it on eBay for $1, right? I put it on and I send everyone the link and they go, here, bid for it. You know, it's $1 starting price. It works, but good luck, you know. Yeah. Should it be calibrated afterwards? Probably not. No, you probably wouldn't need to. Because this sort of damage doesn't affect the calibration, it just affects the operation. So once you fix it, I have no doubt it'll still meet spec. I have no doubt, because the spec is in the hybrid resistor divider networks and the voltage reference. That's what determines the thing. So unless you've got like leakage in there or something, which I doubt, and you can actually clean up all that to make sure there's no board leakage and stuff that actually affects the actual divider networks and stuff, then I expect if you know, there's got to be a broken trace in there somewhere because it doesn't work. And you fix that, I reckon it'll be bang on spec. Then implemented in an FPGA. Yeah, that might be the next step. That might be part 4. So part 3, my plan for the MacGyver project is part 3, I show you, at least on paper, how to design it using discrete logic, because that's interesting, right? And then I can show you that, yeah, like you just wouldn't implement this particular case because there's like 20 different chips, and here's how to do it with an FPGA. Here's how to do it with a CPLD or something, right? So yeah. So so part 3 will form a good basis for any future video. And then I can do comparisons. Well, here's how to do it with a 3-cent microcontroller. Here's how to, you know, that's a good title clickbaity thing. You know, here's how to replace these 20 chips with this one little 5-pin SOT23 3-cent micro. Right? Yeah. Right, it's cool. So, yes, I always order my burger online, but they only open the online orders at 11:30. And they only open the kitchen at 11:30. So I can't get it before I leave. That's the problem. So I have to come back. Yeah, I could use a power chip. Reader that will read. I'd like to see what we... Wow, right, so you've got a project. But I could use like an old school PAL or something. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see what it would take to read that chip. Just get the new... where is it? Can't the TL, what is it, the 866? I can never remember the name. The TL, I was right, TL8866 plus. Can't that read and program PLDs? If memory serves me correctly, can somebody fact check that? Could be wrong, but I thought that it could. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. Yeah, basically, this thing is everyone's go-to programmer these days. It's cheap, and it supports, you know, the software support's incredible for it, and it works. You know, they've really cornered that market for the cheap programmers. It does flash chips and all sorts of things. Anyway, bacon in the US tastes different to Australia. Yeah, Australia has really good bacon. Oh my God, the worst bacon I've ever had was in England. Oh my God, was I in York, or was it Bridlington? Maybe I was in Bridlington for a couple of weeks, and it might have been there. But yes, it was. It was in Bridlington, and because they have a history of like salting their bacon. Oh my God. Oh, it was like, can I have some bacon with my salt, please? And I'm a fan of salt. I'm a huge fan of salt. But whoa, no, just wrong, just wrong. Wow, the salted bacon in the UK, horrific. If I sign it, it was worth more than $1. Yeah, I can sign it. And I'll put it on eBay for $1. See how much it goes for. That's if I can fix the thing. Like, you know, well, you could ultimately fix it with enough effort, time and effort. It's a time and effort thing. That's, you know, eBay title, one of a kind. eBay title, one of a kind, solder maskless fluke meter. Yeah. See-through PCB. Solder mask. Uh-oh, we have spam. Should I even put it up? Yeah, let's show the spam. Don't click on it. Tinder, our girls right first. Okay, how do I... Oh, I've got to go over to YouTube to ban them. I'm not over on YouTube. So, yeah. I should give someone mod privileges. I think there's one person who doesn't in my chat anymore, but someone does have mod privileges on my live chats. It's also a chip tester, yes. Yes, it tests 7.4 series logic chips too. I did a project way back. It's on my website. I've shown it in a video, actually, somewhere. My old IC tester, I wrote IC tester software. And I thought that was quite groovy back when I was a kid, you know. I have that one and tried it, but it won't read power. Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, right. Yeah, bummer. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what would be the go-to thing for PALs these days for reading. And it could be protected too. Some gals are protected. Some PALs are actually protected. There was a protection fuse in them. So if that's written, I don't know how you get around that. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing for the price point. They absolutely nailed it. But it's not just the hardware, it's the software support. I mean, it's got a ton of software, and I've never heard of any major issues with it. Like, it all just works. And it's just incredible, the software support for it. I agree, Canadian bacon's good. Yeah, I've had Canadian bacon. Yeah. Oh, you don't even eat Yankee bacon. You got a Yankee flag in your profile, and you don't eat Yankee bacon. Yeah, eat Canadian bacon. Yeah, I've got to agree, Canadian bacon's better. But I don't know, Aussie bacon, oh, hard to beat. Hello from Peru. Oh, hello to Peru. All right. Mod me. I'll ban anyone who has a diode tester on their meter. You mean a transistor tester on their meter. Yeah. Do I still have the flute that was with you in the canyon? Yeah, I still do. I used to have it on the shelf here, but no, it's probably in a box. It could be in my multimeter box there. I don't know. Yeah, the answer is yes. I still have it. Can I have a quick look? I'm having a quick look. Nah, I'm not liking it, but yeah, I still have it. Yeah. I don't think I'm the right one, but I'm sure you know someone who can help me make Unified shit show public. It's a real storm for us in the industry. Okay, yeah, well, start on the EEVblog forum. If you're not on the EEVblog forum, definitely take it up on the EEVblog forum. There'll be people on there who actually know about it and can, you know, they'll rant about it, I'm sure. Yeah, I would start there. And then maybe they can, you know, contact other suitable bloggers and stuff. The Teenage Engineer. I'm a first year EE college student. What's your biggest piece of advice? Well, I've done lots of advice videos. Go and watch those. I've got like, you know, resume and job interview tip videos and stuff like that. And they've got advice for students in them. My biggest piece of advice is work on your own stuff. Have your own portfolio of stuff, right? Because if you just graduate, right, you get your EE degree, whoop-de-freaking-do, right? Nobody cares. Even if you get the university medal, whoop-de-freaking-do, right? What sets you apart from everyone else? There'll be 1,000 other kids graduating. They'll all be going for the same jobs. What sets you apart? What sets you apart is having your own stuff, having your and make it a public portfolio. Make a website of your projects and stuff. Look, I've got a friend of mine who has, I'll see if I can find his website. Hang on. This will be the last thing before I go. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Got it. Got it. Okay. Here's a mate of mine I used to work at both Tallies and Altium. Tallies and Altium. He's a mate of mine. I'll post it in the comments. There you go. Here's an example, like it's an old school HTML website, right? But here's an example of how to show off your stuff. Okay? There it is in the chat. Make a website like this that shows off your projects. And I'm talking, make it detailed, documentation, good photos, detailed documentation and stuff like that. And get projects published if you can. There's still magazines out there. Get some projects published in magazines. Put that on your resume and you'll be kicking ass. And then when you go for jobs, take your stuff in with you. Okay? And you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. Right? They're going to hire you over everyone else. That is my big, and work on your own stuff. Work on your own projects. Yes, and yeah, if you're doing the software thing, yeah, you would have a GitHub, of course, you know, if you're into that. But definitely, yep, definitely do that. That is my biggest piece of advice. Work on your own stuff. Have a portfolio to show off. I can remember, right, when I was probably your age, right, I was already published. Right, this is before the internet, right? So nobody, you know, you could not get famous. There was no internet. Okay, I turn up to a job interview, and he's sitting there looking at me, and he goes, "You're Dave Jones. Are you that Dave Jones?" And I went, "Yep," because he had read my articles, right, in Electronics Australia magazine, right? I was published. He knew who I was. Okay, you have no idea how much clout that carries. This is before the internet. Carries an enormous amount of clout. Make it a name for yourself. Make a name for yourself. Get involved in open source projects. Contribute stuff. Make a public name for yourself. Make it all public out there. That is my biggest piece of advice. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. I should go because I haven't got much time left. Got less than an hour before I have to make it home. Tennis might be cancelled today because it is wet out there. So she said there's the court she's playing on it's got moss on it already. So it's like extra slidey. She plays competition tennis on a tennis court with moss on it. Yeah. So she goes all around Sydney and plays competition tennis. She's pretty good. Don't take on Mrs. EEVblog. She's been professionally coached for like 20 plus years. Don't take on Mrs. EEVblog. All right. Am I ex-military? No, I am not. But I've worked at military companies a lot. I've spent decades at large military companies, and I've worked on military gear. So, no, I'm not an ex-service person. No, I am not. I was a civilian contractor at large defense contractors. So, yep. That's it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Catch you next time.